There are moments in life when the pain feels so deep, so unbearable, that you wonder how you'll make it through the next hour, let alone the next day. You've cried until your heart felt empty, until your body was weak. Maybe you've looked in the mirror and didn't recognize the face staring back at you, tired, wounded, and worn out by battles no one else saw. But I want you to understand something powerful today. Pain doesn't mean defeat. It means you're still alive. If you can feel pain, it means your heart hasn't gone numb. It means you still care. It means there's something inside you, a spark that refuses to die. And that spark, no matter how small, is enough. Enough to rise, enough to heal, enough to move forward. Pain shows that you've loved, that you've tried, that you've fought. It's not a sign that you're broken beyond repair. It's a sign that you've endured something hard and came through it with strength still in your bones. The world may not see your quiet victories, the mornings you chose to get out of bed when your soul felt heavy, but heaven sees it, and it counts. You see, if your story was over, you wouldn't still be here. The fact that you're reading these words, breathing in and out, means there's still purpose for your life. Maybe you've been knocked down by heartbreak, disappointment, betrayal, or loss, but you're still here. And that matters. You're not done yet. The enemy wants you to believe that pain is the end, but often, pain is the beginning of something new, a deeper faith, a clearer vision, a greater strength. Sometimes we don't grow in comfort, we grow in struggle. And the tears you've cried have not been wasted, they've watered the soil for a better tomorrow. So hold on, even when it hurts, even when you don't understand. Don't mistake the pain for defeat, it's proof that you're still in the fight. And as long as you're still fighting, there's still hope, there's still healing, there's still something beautiful waiting ahead. You're still alive, and that alone is reason to never give up. Life has a way of testing us in ways we never imagined. It throws storms at us, fierce, painful, and unexpected. These storms come in the form of heartbreak, loss, failure, betrayal, sickness, and seasons of deep loneliness. Sometimes they come all at once, and we feel like we're drowning. The winds howl, the skies darken, and everything around us feels like it's falling apart. In moments like these, it's easy to believe that the storm came to destroy us. But that's not the truth. The storm is not here to shatter you. It's here to shape you. You see, there is something powerful that happens in the storm. It strips away the noise, the distractions, and even the pride we didn't know we had. When the ground beneath us gives way, we begin to discover a different kind of strength, a strength that doesn't come from us but from above. It's in the breaking that rebuilding begins. It's in the crying that healing is born. And it's in the moments where you feel like you've lost everything that you often find what matters most. The storm has a way of exposing your roots. If your hope is in things that can be taken away, status, money, approval, or comfort, then the storm will reveal that. But if your hope is deeper, if your trust is in something eternal, then no matter how violent the winds are, you will not be moved. You may bend, you may cry, you may crawl, but you will not break. Many people think that strength is proven by how much you can avoid pain. But real strength is shown by how you survive through it. The most beautiful people are not those who have never suffered, but those who have suffered and still love, those who have lost and still believe, those who have been broken and still get up, still keep walking, still keep hoping. That is true strength. That is the power of a shaped soul. When you're in the middle of the storm, you may not understand it. You may ask, why me? But there's something happening inside you that can't be seen right away. A deeper faith, a refined character, a softened heart, a bold courage. You're not who you were before the storm. And that's the point. God doesn't waste storms. He uses them to purify, to prepare, and to position you. What looks like a setback is often a setup. What feels like the end is often the beginning. You thought the storm would destroy you, but instead it uncovered your true foundation. So if you're in a storm today, don't give up, don't curse it. Let it shape you, let it teach you, let it lead you closer to the one who controls the wind and waves. The storm may shake you, but it will not end you.
Because you were not built to break, you were built to rise, and even in the fiercest winds you can still stand, because your strength does not come from the absence of the storm, but from the presence of God in the middle of it.
There are moments in life when everything feels quiet, not the kind of peaceful silence that brings rest, but the deep, aching silence that comes when your prayers seem unanswered, when your tears fall and no comfort comes, when you're surrounded by people but still feel completely alone. In that silence, doubt creeps in. You start to wonder, where is God now? You feel like you've been abandoned, forgotten, overlooked, but it's in that silence that something sacred happens. It's there, in the stillness, when you're down to nothing, that God often draws closest. Not with a shout, not always with a miracle in the moment, but with a quiet presence that holds you together even as everything around you falls apart. Sometimes God doesn't speak in thunder, He speaks in a whisper. And to hear a whisper, you have to lean in. You have to become still. You have to quiet the noise of fear, of anger, of confusion, and just listen. And when you do, you realize that what felt like God being distant was actually God being deeply near, watching, holding, preparing, strengthening. When life breaks you, when the world turns its back, when friends disappear and prayers seem unanswered, God hasn't left you. In fact, He is working the most in those moments. Silence is not absence. It's a test of trust. It's the sacred space where your faith is not based on feelings, but on truth. On the knowledge that even when you can't see the way, even when you can't hear His voice, He is still guiding your steps. You see, growth doesn't happen in constant noise and comfort. It happens in waiting, in questions, in dark valleys where you have no one to depend on but Him. That's when you learn that His grace is enough. That's when you discover strength you never knew you had. And that's when your relationship with Him goes from something you believe with your mind to something you know in your soul. Maybe right now you're in that kind of silence. Maybe you've cried yourself to sleep. Maybe you've prayed and all you've heard is nothing. But let me tell you this, He is closer than your next breath. He is catching every tear. He is writing a story that will make sense later, even if it hurts now. The silence is not punishment, it's preparation. It's in the silence that God gives you the deep roots you'll need to withstand the storms ahead. So don't give up. Don't mistake quiet for distance. Some of the most powerful moments of transformation happen when heaven feels silent, but your heart stays faithful. Hold on. Keep believing. Keep walking even when you can't feel your feet. Because in the silence, He is speaking to your spirit. In the quiet, He is fighting battles you cannot see. And in the stillness, He is closer than He has ever been. You're not alone. Not now. Not ever. There comes a time in every life when something breaks, a dream dies, a relationship ends, a failure crushes your confidence. You feel empty, not just tired, but worn to the soul. You wonder if you'll ever be the same again. But I want to tell you today that brokenness is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater, something deeper, something eternal. You see, we often think strength is found in perfection, in having it all together, in looking the part, in never showing weakness. But real strength is born in the broken places. It is in the cracks of our lives that the light of God's grace shines through most clearly. When you are shattered, you are not destroyed, you are being reshaped. Sometimes God allows what we depend on to fall apart, so we can learn to depend on Him. He lets us run out of our own strength, so we'll learn to draw from His. And it is in the breaking that we begin to see that we were never made to walk this life alone. Brokenness humbles us. It clears away the pride, the self-reliance, the illusion of control. It brings us back to our knees, and that's exactly where healing begins, on our knees, in the silence, in the surrender. When we stop fighting the process and allow the pain to teach us, grow us, and change us. The world tells us that broken things lose their value, but God tells us a different story. In his hands, broken things are made beautiful. Broken people are made whole. Broken hearts are restored. He takes what others throw away and turns it into a testimony of power, of mercy, of redemption. Think of the strongest people you've ever known, not the loudest, not the richest, not the most perfect, but the strongest. The ones who have been through fire and still smile. The ones who lost everything and still kept their faith. The ones who cried but kept moving. Their strength was not born in comfort. It was born in brokenness. Some of you are walking through that right now. You've lost something you thought you couldn't live without. You're standing in the ashes of what used to be, and you're wondering if anything good can come from this pain. Let me assure you it can. Not only can it will, if you don't give up. God does his deepest work in our darkest hours. When we feel like everything is falling apart, something is actually coming together, something we can't see yet. He uses the pieces of our broken dreams to build a new foundation, one that's stronger, purer, and unshakable. Don't hide your brokenness. Don't be ashamed of your scars. They are proof that you survived.
They are marks of grace, of healing, of endurance. What broke you once may bless someone else tomorrow. Your story isn't just about you, it's about the lives you'll touch by simply not giving up. You are not too far gone.
You are not too damaged. You are not too late. As long as there is breath in your lungs, God can still work through you. In fact, he wants to. He chooses the broken because they no longer trust in themselves, they trust in him. So if you feel broken today, take heart. You're in the perfect place for a new beginning. Don't rush the healing. Let the process shape you. Let the tears water the seeds of something new. And trust, truly trust, that brokenness isn't the end of your story. It's the beginning of your transformation. You are not too damaged to be used. I know you've been through things you don't talk about anymore. Maybe you've made mistakes you regret deeply. Maybe people walked away when you needed them most. Maybe you cried yourself to sleep night after night, wondering if you'll ever be whole again. But let me tell you today, your scars do not disqualify you. In fact, your scars may be the very proof that you survived what was meant to destroy you. So many people walk around believing the lie that they're too far gone, too broken, too messed up for any good to come from their life. But that's not true, not even close. You see, the world may judge you by your past, but grace looks at you and sees a future full of purpose, full of redemption, full of new beginnings. Think about this. Some of the most powerful testimonies come from the most painful pasts. Some of the strongest people you'll ever meet are the ones who once felt the weakest. They didn't stay down when life broke them, they got back up, and so can you. You are not disqualified. You are not beyond repair. There is a power greater than your pain, a mercy deeper than your mistakes, and a purpose bigger than your past. What you've been through wasn't meant to destroy you, it was meant to prepare you. That wound in your heart, it may still ache, but one day it will become your weapon. Your experience will speak louder than your excuses. Your healing will become hope for someone else. Don't let shame keep you from rising. Shame tells you to hide. Grace tells you to come forward. Shame says you're done, but your very survival is proof that you're not finished yet. The fact that you're still here, still standing, still searching, still hoping, that is evidence of a calling over your life. You might be thinking, but I failed. Yes, you did. We all do. But failure is not final. Not when there is still breath in your lungs. Not when there is still time to grow, to rise, to rebuild. Some of the most powerful lives are built on the ashes of broken ones. You don't have to have it all together to make a difference. In fact, people are tired of perfect. They're looking for real. They're looking for someone who knows what pain feels like, someone who can say, I've been there too. And maybe that someone is you. You are not disqualified by your past, you are qualified by your perseverance. Every time you got back up, you were building strength. Every tear you cried was watering the ground for something new to grow. Your pain has not been wasted. Your journey has not been in vain. Even if you can't see it now, even if it still hurts, even if you feel like you're barely hold on anyway, because you don't know what's around the corner. You don't know who needs your story. You don't know who's waiting to hear that someone like you made it through. You may feel like a mess, but to someone else, you might be the message they've been waiting for. You may feel like a failure, but to someone else, you're a fighter. Your healing is not just for you, it's for the people who will find hope through your strength. So don't count yourself out. Don't write yourself off. You are not too damaged to be used. You are just getting started, and what you thought would break you for life, God will use to build you for purpose. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are not too far gone. You are chosen. You are strong. And you are needed just the way you are. Life has a way of hitting us when we least expect it. Sometimes it doesn't just hurt, it breaks us. It takes everything we thought was secure and rips it apart, leaving us questioning our worth, our purpose, even our reason for getting out of bed in the morning. Maybe you've cried in the dark when no one could see. Maybe you've asked, "Why me?" Maybe you've screamed into your pillow or sat in silence with a heart so heavy it felt like it couldn't beat another moment. But I want you to know something very important. If you're still breathing, if your heart is still beating, then there is still hope for you. You have survived what was meant to break you, and that is no small thing. Life may have made you cry, but it hasn't defeated you. You may feel weak, but the fact that you're still here proves a deeper strength lives inside you. Every scar, every tear, every sleepless night is part of your story, but it's not the end of your story. Some of the strongest people are not those who have never been hurt, but those who have been broken and still choose to rise again. You might feel like your life is shattered into pieces, but the truth is, broken pieces can still build something beautiful. Some of the most powerful stories ever told come from the most painful places. You may feel like you've failed, like you've messed up too badly to recover. But let me remind you, failure is not final. Rock bottom is not the end of the road. Sometimes it's the solid foundation you need to rebuild your life with deeper strength and greater purpose. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be meaningful. In fact, it's often in the imperfection that real beauty is born. There will be voices, both around you and inside you, that say you're not good enough, you'll never recover, or this is the end for you. Don't listen to them, don't give them power, because the truth is you are not finished. You are not forgotten, and you are certainly not beyond repair. The same hands that created the stars also crafted your soul, and He doesn't give up on what He made. You must never give up, even if your legs are tired, even if your heart feels empty. You must not let your past steal your future. No matter what happened yesterday, today is a fresh start, a new page, a chance to stand again, walk again, believe again. You might not feel strong, but strength is not about never falling. It's about getting up one more time than you've been knocked down. People may not see your pain. They might not know the nights you cried or the weight you carry in your heart, but you know, and you know that even in your lowest moment, something inside you didn't quit. That's the spark that can reignite your life. That spark is hope. That spark is faith. That spark is proof that your journey is not over. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It may never come. Start now. Begin with what you have. Even if it's just a whisper of courage or a tiny seed of faith, that's enough. Water it, protect it, believe in it, and watch it grow. Every day you wake up is a gift. Every breath is a second chance. Life broke you, maybe it did, but it also showed you how strong you are. Life made you cry, yes, but tears clean the soul and clear your vision. Now stand, rise. Fight back with everything you've got, because your future is still calling your name. You don't have to have it all together to move forward. You just have to take the next step, and then another, and another, until one day you look back and realize you climbed out of the darkness, not because you were never broken, but because you refused to stay down.
Every day is a chance to rise again. Don't waste it.
There are moments in life when everything feels like it's crashing down, when the weight of the world is pressing so heavily on your shoulders that even breathing feels like a struggle. You've cried when no one was watching. You've asked questions in the dark. You've wondered, why me? Why this? Why now? And yet, despite it all, you're still here. That's not a small thing, that's a miracle. You see, life has a way of breaking us. Sometimes it breaks us with loss, disappointment, betrayal, or the silent ache of dreams that never came true. It breaks us in ways that others don't see in our thoughts, in our sleepless nights, in the emptiness we carry in our hearts. But the truth is, what breaks you also has the power to build you. It's in those broken places where strength begins to grow. There is purpose in your pain. Even if you don't understand it right now, what you've gone through has not been in vain. The tears you've cried have watered seeds of strength inside you. The nights you spent fighting battles no one knew about have made you braver than you realize. It might feel like life knocked you down, but it didn't knock you out. Too often, we think that being strong means not feeling hurt. But real strength isn't pretending you're okay. Real strength is continuing to move forward even when you're not. Real strength is getting back up one more time, even after life has pushed you to the ground over and over again. You have been through things that could have destroyed you, but they didn't. You survived, and survival is strength. You may have scars, but those scars are proof that you didn't stay down, that you fought through it, that you kept going, and now, even in your weakness, you're stronger than before. Never give up, because your future needs your strength. Your future needs the version of you who didn't quit, the one who kept showing up, the one who dared to hope again. You don't know who you're inspiring just by surviving. You don't know who's watching your journey and finding the courage to keep going because of you. Yes, there are days when the pain feels like it will never end. Days when you question your worth, your purpose, your path. But you must not let those moments define you. You are not what hurt you. You are not your mistakes. You are not the rejection or the failure. You are the person who made it through it, the person who is still standing, and that is something to be proud of. God has not forgotten you. He sees the battle you're in. He knows the weight you carry. And He's not done with you yet. The story of your life is still being written, and the most powerful chapters often come after the hardest seasons. What feels like the end right now could be the foundation of a brand new beginning. Don't give up, not now, not when you've come this far. There is a reason you're still alive. There is a reason you didn't quit. There is a reason that, even with all you've faced, you still have breath in your lungs. That reason is purpose, and that purpose still stands. You may not see the light yet, but that doesn't mean it's not coming. Sometimes the sunrise takes time, sometimes healing takes time, but just because the road is long doesn't mean the destination isn't real. Keep walking, keep believing, keep holding on to the hope that tomorrow can be better because it can. Never give up, not just for yourself, but for the people who will need your story, for the lives you'll touch, and for the future waiting for you. Because no matter how hard it's been, your best days are not behind you. They're still ahead, so stand back up, wipe your tears, and keep going. You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you know. And the world still needs your voice, your heart, and your light. Never give up. Your future needs your strength.